Hey YouTube, Scamp the Wolf here, back with another video for your viewing pleasure, and in this video we are going to be talking about the new Bad Guys trailer that just dropped today, actually, as of this video recording. It's 11 o'clock at night, but, I always do videos at nighttime, I don't know why, but, it dropped, like, this morning, as of today, November 21st. This video is probably going to be going up on the 22nd, or any other day, but, yeah, the new Bad Guys 2 trailer dropped, and of course, I am currently typing something out, um, real quick, and, yeah, and it just dropped, obviously, and we have a lot to talk about when it comes to, like, this trailer, which was surprising that it's come this soon because like the Bad Guys is going to be released on August the 1st of next year, and it's the middle of November somewhat, so that means we have roughly about 8 months before this movie actually comes out, which is definitely one of my anticipated movies for this year, um, for sure, considering the first one was so good and I keep singing high praises about this movie, the first one, which was a very good, refreshing take on animation. Probably one of my personal favorite animated movies of the past 10 years. Probably the best of this decade, probably. And no, it's not because of Diane Foxington, for those of you who are wondering that if I, because a lot of you might think I'm a big Diane Foxington stan, which is true, but it's genuinely, I think it's a really good movie. So this trailer, Bad Guys 2, I think it is extremely strong as a trailer. I think. If we'll go over here, kind of just looking at the trailer for reference, I'm kind of bringing that up as we speak as well. This is kind of just going to be a mixed review, or kind of a mixed thing, of course. So yeah, the entire cast is coming back for it. We have Sam Rockwell, Mark Maron, of course, um, Craig Robinson, Aquafina, Anthony Ramos, of course. All those actors are coming back in it. Zazie Beetz, of course, is coming back. Alex Borstein is coming back. Lily Singh is coming back. So those are the characters that are confirmed, actors and actresses that are confirmed that are coming back for the voice cast, of course, and of course the personnel, for it is also coming back as well. Pierre Perifel, if you could say that right. I don't know how to say his name, but we'll call him Pierre for this one. Um, yeah, he's definitely coming back to being the director, and even though this was apparently animated at a different studio than the first one, it still has that Bad Guys feel to it. Obviously, like you can't veer too far off course these days. It still feels like these scenes are just a continuation of like the first one, which very good, obviously. Like, and I know this is kind of like a director's vision, as opposed to just being a marketing thing, a mass-produced focus group, like piece of nothing, which is excellent to see. Like this children's book series, and it is a children's book series, and they've turned it into something that's basically anybody can enjoy. Action fans can enjoy it, like adults can enjoy it, like kids can enjoy it, definitely, with all this stuff. And there's a lot of like trailers and stuff that'll just like be typical like kids movie trailers and stuff. I don't feel like this trailer really goes in like somewhat of a direction that a lot of like comedy-esque trailers have been going for recently. I mean, look at the Minecraft trailers, for example. I don't have any interest in seeing that movie, but I feel like it is very uber typical of a lot of it. And also the humor in a lot of other movies hasn't really been selling me that much on them. Like, for example, the Minecraft trailer. There's been a couple other trailers that I can't think of, but I'm just personally like thinking of the Minecraft trailer for sure, because I know that one. I did see that one in front of Wild Robot, and I'm like, whatever. And maybe as another reference point, the new Dogman trailer, which is from the same. They're also a DreamWorks, also comic book adaptation. But I feel like that one, the humor, very uber typical of what that movie is going to be, and it's kind of not really interesting to me. Like it feels like adults wouldn't really get into it that much. And the bad guys, I mean, they're trying to do something here. Like they're trying to make like something very actiony, very intense, and that's like fantastic. I mean, you look at the shots like of them like trying to escape that like explosion. They're on top of that big tower, and they're having kind of a battle sequence there, which is probably a third act scene. Of course, you can tell that's there's a lot of effort put into that animation. There's a lot of like there's still a lot of cool, unique angles to the animation as well. Like a lot of they're still keeping a lot of like interesting fight scenes and stuff. And yeah, it just looks like a really good trailer. Um for sure, and the new characters as well. I mean, I'm anticipating them as well. Of course, Danielle Brooks as Kitty Cat, whatever. A lot of cat characters are named Kitty. Natasha Lyonne, which was teased a couple months ago that she was going to be a part of it as Doom. She's a Raven, and then Maria Bakalova, if I am saying that right, as Pigtail. That's another character. They are basically like the group of like villains who try to like coerce um the bad guys, the former bad guys, at least the titular characters of this movie into being like into doing one last mission, whatever. And that's kind of what they're doing. It's kind of like good guys going back to being bad guys, that kind of a thing. There's scenes in the trailer where it's Mr. Wolf trying to go back to work or doing some work at a bank that he like inherently like robbed from three times, like of course. And like kind of a comedic thing, and the humor there works. I think the humor all across it works. I know there's probably going to be some gross out humor, like very minimal gross out humor, but that's what made the first one good. Is they didn't like excel too much on that as much as I thought they would probably do, which kind of a breath of fresh air in a lot of animated movies. Because if you look at like a lot of like animated movies of the past couple years as well, like you'll see a lot of like focus grouped, impassionate, just like lackadaisical looking, like just filler movies that don't do much to do anything. I'm talking, of course, about films like Despicable Me 4, which I did not see that movie, but I will say that that's exactly what that movie looked like to me. It just looked like a whole bunch of they've done this before. It looked like nothing new. It didn't look interesting. It didn't look good. The Minions really like screwed themselves over. That poster is awful in it. I will say that. The one with the Rock Minion, whatever it's called, like that one is just. I kept seeing it every time I went to go to Fandango because I like looking at Fandango sometimes for showtimes, and that kept annoying. The it kept annoying me to no end. But people doing the bad guy stuff and like Wild Robot and stuff, they know what they're doing now. You know, they know it. Pierre knows what he's doing with the bad guys movies and making them good and all that stuff, and making them interesting and trying to make something work. I mean, like, yeah, it's not probably going to be as good as the second one. I could be wrong, but you know, the bad guys too will definitely be a very good movie. It's definitely highly anticipated for me, and yeah, it's right up there with Zootopia 2 as well, which is coming out next year at this very time as well. And there's a couple of other movies that are very anticipated for me to see, but we'll see about like a lot of movies that are coming up. And spoiler alert, it's probably not animated movies because when it comes to animated movies these days, even though I am a huge animation fan, I've expressed that multiple times on the channel. Um, this animated movies like recently there's been only a few that have like piqued my interest enough to be good. I mean, like stuff like The Wild Robot was a very nice surprise. It's definitely a contender for movie of the year of this year. And there's movies like Migration that were very good from the last couple of years. Um, the original Bad Guys itself, obviously, since I said that was probably like a contender for best movie of the decade as well. And there's also like Raya and the Last Dragon as well. Very good in animation. So there's that stuff. Oh, that's been good. But stuff like Trolls and like Despicable Me 4 and a lot of these like animated movies that just come and go. Like there was a movie called Hit Pig that came out and barely even made an impact. It's just like, I wouldn't be caught dead seeing that movie, maybe, but yeah, but I would be very safe to see Bad Guys 2 because it's good, it's effort, it has a lot of effort to it, and obviously looks really good. So yeah, this is kind of a different video from like the music stuff that I usually do on the channel. So definitely what do you think about this kind of format, I'd like to know. And also what do you think about The Bad Guys 2? Are you interested in this movie? You're interested in like other stuff about it, like the action stuff? Like what do you think about like its influences and stuff like that? Anything basically you want to talk about. So leave that in the comment section down below, of course. And of course, like I always say at the end of my videos, this is Camp signing out. Take care.